Currently, we have a huge flux in the threat that is now facing most major organizations across the world. What we're finding is that the smart ones are actually beginning to understand that they can't manage the threat. What they can do, though, is manage their own environment. So they then have to understand the impact that a threat, an attack, might have on their organization. How best can they respond? How can they minimize the risk? How can they manage any potential breach that happens?
Smart companies are breaking the problem into different buckets. First of all, they're understanding how to disrupt the adversary. Secondly, they're thinking about how they can manage the risk facing their organizations. And the third piece is really about extending your capabilities, understanding who you can work with, how they can help and support you, and allow your capabilities to multiply in that environment. At HP, we believe that cloud, mobility and big data are driving digital adoption. And underpinning each of these areas, security is absolutely vital. So being able to secure your data in the cloud, being able to use the vast volume of data to understand what's happening for your customers and your consumers and your business, and then being able to operate and manage your affairs anywhere in the world in a mobile way is absolutely vital.
The new changes occurring within IT around cloud, around big data, around mobility, are offering huge new opportunities for organizations. And understanding the vulnerabilities they introduce is all part of the risk management process that has to take place. We refer to an inside-out and an outside-in attack to describe the new forms of defenses that we have to put in around security. In days gone by, it was an outside-in attack. The outsider would attack to get in. And so what we would do is build perimeters around our organization, around our network. We'd build those defenses, those high walls. Nowadays we have to accept it will come in. It'll be within the organization. So we have to see what is happening within the organization and what will be the impact when that attack starts to export data out.
We need to focus much more of our energies on understanding what's happening within our own environments, on understanding data, system and individual employee behavior, so that we can recognize when we've been breached and how we've been breached.
Companies are looking for organizations that have got a global span, that have got intensive research and the ability to draw intelligence from multiple different sources, understand that intelligence and provide it to an organization in such a way that they can quickly understand it and apply it to their own specific risks, their own specific security operations.
Security is a team game, and like any team sport, you need to be able to attack well and defend well. HP uses its 5,000 security professionals and our 8 global security centers to give that real-time picture, a single view of the threat landscape that's facing organizations, whether they be in oil and gas, in financial services, or some of the most attacked networks in the world.
What SIEM technology does is it sits in the middle of your defenses. It brings together data on what's happening on your perimeter, what's happening within your network, what's happening within the organization. Is there anything unusual happening, anything out of the ordinary that might indicate an attack has got in and is about to export data? Combine that with intelligence and you start to have a very powerful defensive capability that understands your organization, that acts as this correlating point for all of the data that you need in order to protect your organization better. Business leaders are becoming increasingly conscious of IT security as a business issue and it becoming a company-wide concern. They see that the impact to a business of any security issue is now in the financial area. There's financial loss. There's an impact, a negative impact on your brand. In a recent survey, we found out that 70% of senior executives saw the financial loss as being the most significant factor, and 2/3 saw brand damage as being significant. Further research has shown that in the event of a breach, most responses are not by the security people, but either the CIO, in the majority of cases, over 50%, or the COO, the head of operations. It's now a business issue, not just a technology issue.
Organisations are faced with limited budget and, importantly, limited capability to defend against a cyber threat. So what they need to do first and foremost is understand the data assets that are most important to their business. And increasingly nowadays, those assets have to be used. They have to be shared across the whole supply chain. And those assets can become targets in their own right. So when you're thinking about scarce capabilities and scarce resources, you really need to think about how you protect and enable those assets in the best possible way. Balancing security and usability in an environment is one of the hardest tricks to pull off from a security perspective. If data is the lifeblood of an organisation, then the people, its employees, are its arms and legs. And helping those employees use digital techniques, new ways of working, to increase the value of an organisation is vital. Training, education and awareness are probably top of the list in helping employees understand the individual responsibility they hold, the trust that's placed on them, and organisations and enterprises really need to understand that the individual sits at the centre of that, that nexus of forces, and supply them with simple, effective and secure ways of working.